And we should be live, hopefully. Never really know if it's actually really going live. Because even whenever I stream on this computer or my other one, whenever I do like drawing streams or study with me streams, there's always a delay. I don't know if it's the OBS thing or an internet connection thing. It could be either one, honestly. Like my internet's, I think it's pretty good. I don't have really any problem whenever I try to stream stuff, as far as like, I guess, the quality of the video going down or not. So it's not a thing. So I'm pretty sure it's an OBS thing and not a internet thing. And I don't think it's my cat's over there playing with. It's like a piece of box that he bit off because I have some boxes in here. But anyway, I have made some good old green tea with honey to relax a little bit. And I wanted to stream a bit while I wait for, actually waiting for another stream to start because I'm probably going to try to listen to that while I get some work done tonight. Because since college is over, the JLPT is over, and my Japan trip is in like 2.5 weeks, I'm trying to get as much work done as I can. Hopefully, possibly make some money. To at least recoup some of the money that I spent on Christmas gifts because I spent over $300 on Christmas gifts for my direct family, which isn't a whole lot, but considering it's not very many people because I'm only talking about like my parents, my brother, his current wife, his kids, so it's not a ton of people. It's like buying them all like one thing that's a decent price, so it's not going super all out. The green tea label fell off that, so I'm just gonna have to dip it in there just with the string. So I'm gonna be doing that. Wait for this to cool down a bit and sip on it while I do this stream here and talk about things. What I wanted to do with this stream, other than just chill out and kind of procrastinate, I'm working on trying to get motivated. I was working on really big picture most of the day. One of my, as I've said in multiple videos, it's like I have two jobs. I have my self-employed job, which is kind of like drawing anime art. That's the job that I do during the week, and on weekends I have like a normal job. I do some stuff on the side sometimes for like other people, but that's the bulk of my income and what I do with the bulk of my work time right now. So I did one pretty big picture today. It took most of the afternoon to finish. I did not expect it to take that long, but I want to say I was fairly motivated and fairly productive. Like I was feeling good. I was feeling fast. I wasn't really going slow or checking my phone too much. I have someone in chat. I guess I could try to. I wonder if I could put these. I wonder if I can respond that way. Bring back up OBS somehow. But yeah, for drawing today, I thought I was doing better than what I was on time, and it just ended up taking longer to finish the picture than what I was expecting. Then you have always, I really hate managing social media. I really hate doing uploads to all the websites, promoting on all the websites. It's just a hassle, but I don't make enough money to like hire a social media manager at the moment. If I could, if I was bringing in like 100, 150 grand a year, I would definitely hire like a full-time social media manager, and I would just be in charge of the content and like the art side, and have someone else just take care of all of my uh, you suck at the business part. Yeah, that's the part that like I'm not particularly great at. Um there are people that are much worse at drawing than I am that make a lot more money at it. Um Part of it just comes down to luck if the algorithm picks you up like on Twitter or Facebook or whatever. Um it is some luck involved with like getting like if you get a picture or a post that like just takes off and is seen by a lot of people, that's the hardest part, is getting stuff to go outside of your bubble and like getting new eyes on your content. I've been pretty stagnant for probably like 5 or 6 years now with my drawing, as far as like growing my audience. It hasn't really grown much since then. It's just hard to break out of that bubble and get new eyes on your content, whether it be like Pixiv, DeviantArt, Twitter, Facebook, it's just hard to break out of like your bubble and or your niche and like get new eyes on it without getting like a viral pick. That's the biggest part. And the making money part is just start a Patreon like right away. Subscribestar, Fanbox, Gumroad, Redbubble if you're doing products, which I would like to eventually get to doing products as far as like prints and maybe skateboards, but I need to work on getting a business address because I don't want to sell for my house, and I do want to have the products come to me because I want to inspect the products because I don't want to do like drop shipping or anything. I don't want to just sell products off Redbubble, which is like made there, because I want the products to be of quality that I am proud of. Like it's something that I would want to buy, and I just don't trust other companies to handle that. So if I did like t-shirts or prints or skateboards, eventually I would just buy them in like short print runs, maybe like a couple hundred or so, and they would just be like all signed, all numbered, and like all autographed or whatever. And that's how I would probably sell products if I ever get around to doing that. But I would need a business address to start doing that, and probably just sell off eBay or something. Yeah, if you're wanting to make money from art, just right away, just the sooner the better as far as you starting a Patreon, Subscribestar, Fanbox, Gumroad, all of the websites. I think even on DeviantArt now you can make money. You can put stuff behind a paywall for people to subscribe to. I don't really use DeviantArt anymore. I used to use it whenever I used to draw regular manga way back in the day. So yeah, if you wanted to make money off the art, the best way you can do it is start now and start posting it everywhere you can. Eventually you will grow at least a small following, and even after that, unless you hit it lucky, like there's definitely some luck involved, it'll be hard to break outside your bubble once you like hit your plateau, which is what I've been in for a little while now, unfortunately. Yeah, just promote, post routinely, post regularly, like at least a couple times a week. Get as many eyes on it as you can. Yeah, that's probably about all the advice that I have as far as being like a digital artist, or at least in the medium that I do, which is just like anime fan art. So that's like my niche. That's what I do. Eventually, I want to get back to drawing regular manga. One day, I'd love to do some more rom-coms, maybe some romance stuff. I'd love to get around to doing some of those. Something that I was talking to a Japanese artist with like last night, a Japanese artist on Twitter, was talking about Masakazu Katsura and how amazingly well his manga has held up over time, like his rom-coms and like shonen romance stuff. It's not really rom-com, though it does have some comedy. It's more shonen romance, and that's like Video Girl series, Ai and Ren and Aizu. He did both of those, and those both hold up incredibly well, even though it's like 80s and like early 90s like content. Those manga hold up incredibly well. A lot of the early shonen romance stuff honestly doesn't hold up too well. Hey, I Love You by Ken Akamatsu, I believe was his name. I don't really remember his last name off the top of my head. It's been a while. But even like Love Hina doesn't hold up as well today. Like as far as like the paneling, that's basically what we was talking about. Like the story's fine. There's a bunch of manga that has good stories. It's just the panel layout, the way he draws the characters in the panels, the angles that he draws. Masakazu Katsura. I have a SkateTim77 Instagram, and that's pretty much the only Instagram that I have. And I just I don't have an Instagram for art. I don't think Instagram would be a great place to post art. I don't know any artists that use Instagram. That's mainly for influencers and like YouTubers and stuff. It's what I think of whenever I think of Instagram. It's not really a place to post art. There might be some artists there that have a following and are able to like reach new fans, but I just don't see a market in it. It would just be another website that I would have to, another account that I would have to manage, and I just don't see the value in doing Instagram unless you're doing short clips, like drawing clips. I don't really think of Instagram as like an image place. It's more like a video place, or at least that's what I use it for. I use it to follow like skateboarding stuff, workout stuff, motivational stuff. That's pretty much all that I use Instagram for. So, yeah. But I do have one. I believe it's linked here on this YouTube channel. I believe I have a link to it somewhere. I think it's on my page anyway, but it's SkateTim777, and I mainly just use it to like vlog on, like post, well, not vlog, but blog, I guess is more the thing, because I don't really post videos there. But yeah, I just use it to post like whenever I'm going to Japan and whenever I'm out skating and stuff. It's more like a personal account as opposed to like a media account. And I forgot what I was talking about. I was talking about Masakazu Katsura. But yeah, his panels, if you go back and read his manga, like Video Girl AI and Video Girl I and Ren and Aizu, if you go back and read those hold up. The stories hold up really well, but just the page layout, the paneling, it's so good. It just, artists today could learn a lot from just going back and reading his work and just mimicking what he did. Is really a pioneer with, especially like shonen romance. Like I said, it's just wow. It's so good, so good. What else was I going to talk about? I was going to talk about some anime that I've been watching. I've been watching Komi Can't Communicate. That's the English title. I always forget the Japanese title. It's like Komi no Show or something like that. Been enjoying that in Japanese. Been watching it in Japanese with Japanese subtitles. It's been relatively easy to understand. I'm undecided if I like the manga or anime more. I want to buy the manga in Japanese. That might be something I'll look at in a couple weeks when I get back to Japan. I might try to find some Japanese volumes for it if I can find a good bundle for a good price. I might try to buy it. Not really sure yet. But from the English manga that I read years ago, I'm going off my memory from a while back. I don't know if I like the anime or the manga more. There are parts where I like one or the other more, just from memory. Of course, this is memory from many years ago, so it's not exactly, I wouldn't put a lot of faith in it, but I have been enjoying the anime quite a bit. Another one that I've been watching, probably going to finish it tonight. Since the college semester is over, I'm trying to grind as much Japanese listening as I can, because I noticed on the JLPT test, I had a really hard time on the listening portion on the N4 level. It was really like, I either knew it or I didn't. There was like no in between. I either knew what was going on with the question or I had no idea what was going on with the question. So I really need to increase my Japanese listening a lot, and the only way to do that is to get a lot of listening practice in. Active immersion cannot be passive. Passive's fine for whenever I'm at work and don't have an option, but I really need to work on getting more active immersion in. And I just want to start watching more anime again in general. I haven't, for the last couple of years, I've had my periods where it's like I'll watch a lot of anime over like a week or two, and then I'll go like a month or longer without watching anything, and then I'll watch anime hardcore for a little bit again, and then I won't watch anything. But I'm gonna start trying to be a little more consistent with watching and get into hopefully a little routine. That way I can consume more Japanese content. I was also watching Terrace House on Netflix, a little bit of it. I want to try to get more into that, but for now just watching some anime. And I've been watching the last couple days Blue Period. It's like it's slice of life drama anime is what I would probably call it. It's not a rom-com, and it would fall under shonen romance, though not exactly. I definitely wouldn't see the series as being like a Jump series, as far as like in Weekly Shonen Jump, but I've been enjoying it quite a bit. It's been fairly easy to understand. I understand somewhere between like 30 and 50% of most episodes, which is pretty good. In my opinion, because for a while, for the last couple years, or at least like the last year and a half, I've been hanging out around like somewhere between 10 and 20%. is where I've been hanging out on, as far as like my Japanese active listening comprehension level. And now it feels like I'm finally like bumping those numbers up a little bit. Like my vocab's finally expanding past all your like first 1,000 or 1,500 like most common Japanese words. All of those, I'm finally branching out from those. And with Blue Period, there's a lot of vocab that you really wouldn't pick up on it unless you watch a series like Vocab. There's a lot of art terminology and vocab that you would only hear in like an art class setting, which is what the anime takes place in, like Bijutsukan, art museum or whatever. And there's been a few episodes where you hear that quite a bit, or Bijutsu, and it's like art. So I'm gonna turn this off. It's getting warm down here. Bought a new heater for the room because it's been kind of cold here lately. Yeah, I've been enjoying Blue Period. I'm going to finish it tonight. I'm on episode 10 now. And I'm watching it in Japanese with Japanese subtitles, so I'm not able to read it that fast. That's another thing I need to work on. My Japanese reading speed, at least with like Japanese subtitles, it is far behind. Whenever I'm reading like manga, reading like easy paragraphs in like the Genki books, I'm able to like breeze through those pretty fast, but I'm not near fast enough to keep up with Japanese subtitles. I'm trying to read the Japanese subtitles while I'm listening, and yeah, my reading speed in Japanese is not that good yet. And it's also really slow with manga. Like, I've been reading Kanojo Akarishimasu for a bit now. I'm like halfway through it now, but it's taken me a long time to get this far. I've had 2 days where I've had to read on this. Like last week, I think is when I started reading it in Japanese, and I've only made like 2 days to read some on it. I've gotten halfway, and it's taken me a long time to get that far. And I'm not looking up too much. I'm not looking up every word that I don't know, because it would be a lot slower if I did that, but just trying to get used to reading. But another thing that's been slow for me with reading Japanese manga is now that I've gotten older, my vision it's seeming to get worse, seemingly getting worse now, and that's unfortunate. I'm already supposed to wear glasses, but I stopped wearing them whenever I was a teenager. Really no reason why I stopped wearing them. I just kind of stopped wearing them even though I'm supposed to. And I really needed to go and get an eye exam and get some new glasses now that I'm in my 30s, and really should probably get those checked. And because whenever I'm reading these, especially like the furigana in Japanese manga is like really small. It would help if I got an e-reader, which I'm looking into getting a Kindle. Well, no. Yeah, it's a Kindle. It's a Kindle paper, right? That's the name of it. Because they finally got those back in stock on Amazon. But I have this Japan trip coming up, so I don't want to spend money on it right now. But hopefully in like January sometime, I'll end up buying it. But there are times, hopefully this isn't too small, the furigana, which is right here beside the kanji, when the font is even smaller, it is very difficult for me to try to read that. And it's just really hard to read at times, and partially due to my vision and partially to me just being like slow at reading. I either know the word like right away, or I don't know the word and I have to try to sound it out and slowly read it. Yeah, I've been reading Rent a Girlfriend. It's been pretty good. I've been enjoying the manga. I really enjoy the anime, so I'm looking forward to getting beyond where the anime ended, and I'm looking forward to season 4 next year. Another manga that I want to start soon is Ao no Hako, because the anime is airing right now on Netflix, and I want to start watching it on Netflix, but I want to read some of the manga first before I start watching the anime, so I need to start reading on it soon. And I also have To Love Ru down here. I have it pulled out because I was reading on it some. Yeah, I was reading on it a little bit, but I'm probably just going to start over because I didn't make it that far into reading it. I think this would be a pretty fast read. I've heard that To Love Ru is really fast to read. I read the English translations online, like the scans online, years and years ago, so it's like I already know the story fairly well, and it's a very episodic manga. It's mostly fan service, which is awesome, but It should be a fairly fast read, hopefully faster than Rent a Girlfriend, because that's been kind of slow for me. Um, I've also been reading some on my N4 vocab book, which goes hand in hand with the N4 Anki cards that I've been doing. I've been trying to work through that deck again. I restarted all my Anki decks. I decided to restart those right when I got back from the JLPT. I think it was like that Monday or Tuesday. I deleted my Anki decks and I decided I'm just going to restart them. And I just finished my N5 deck yesterday. I've been doing 100 cards a day on the N5 and 20 cards a day on the N4. And now that I finished the N5 deck yesterday, I'm probably going to stay at 20 cards for the rest of the year until I get back from my Japan trip, because I don't want my Anki reps to get too high while I'm over there, because I want to enjoy my vacation while I'm in Tokyo. And I don't want to spend like an hour or more each day just sitting at my computer, even though I'm probably going to be taking my computer with me at least most days, because I really like to take my computer out to the parks, because at a lot of the public parks in Tokyo, they have like Wi-Fi, so I can get on there and do my Anki reps and do like study with me streams while I'm there. That's what I did last time, but I still don't want to spend like over an hour doing Anki each day, so probably going to keep the reps at 20 new cards a day plus reviews, and we'll do that until we get back from Japan in like mid-January. And I'm probably going to bump it up. Might bump it up to like 40 cards possibly. I know realistically you don't really want to do more than like 25 to 30 Anki cards a day, because the reviews they pile up really fast, and it's hard. Whenever you get above like 30 new vocab cards a day, it gets really hard to memorize all that vocab because it piles up fast. It's a lot of information to take in and memorize. So yeah, I might bump it up to 30. I might bump it up to 40. I'm not sure. At least for a bit. I'll see how well I'm retaining the information, because I have finished the N4 deck like once or twice already. So I do know quite a bit of the vocab, at least for like half or more of the deck. I know the vocab pretty well. It isn't until like the second half to last third where the vocab, I don't think it's stuck in my brain too well yet. I'm going to start on the N3 deck, possibly, I don't know. I'm going to wait until I finish the N4 deck, then I'm going to see about messaging Nuke Marine on Reddit, because he gives out Anki decks, the same ones that I'm using for like the more advanced levels for like the N3, N2, and N1. If you can verify that you've actually bought the book, the Tango book, which is the book that I showed. So I need to buy the N3 book, get that from like Amazon Japan, or I might pick it up while I'm in Japan. If I can find it while I'm there, I'll probably just pick it up while I'm there, and I'll message him and see about getting the Anki deck if he's still on Reddit, because I heard that he used to give out like the really good Anki decks, like pre-made ones with the audio tracks, the furigana, just everything on it. So that would be awesome if I can get that. And once I finish the N3 deck, I'm probably going to be finished with pre-made decks. Most people only go up that far. That's probably as far as I'm going to go, because that will get me to the point where I can just immerse in like native material, and I'll be able to mine sentences from there, and that's probably what I'll be doing. I'll probably work on getting the Migaku add-on, might subscribe to them, and just use that to like mine Netflix, maybe mine YouTube, stuff like that, in order to get my content. I'll need to see about all that once I get to the sentence mining part of my journey. I'm not there yet. I won't be there for a little bit. I keep starting and stopping my Japanese journey. I should be a lot further than what I am, but things come up. It's always something that comes up. Something always comes up, and then I always end up basically restarting my Japanese journey. And I know my N5 level incredibly good, because I've done it like 3 or 4 times now. So I'm definitely a very comfortable N5 level, but I'm not quite N4, like not comfortable N4, and I'm definitely not N3 yet. So we definitely need to work on that. But I do want to get a Kindle Paperwhite. I think that's the name of it. They have them back in stock on Amazon. I'm gonna get those and might set up somehow. I might just pirate a bunch of books because apparently the Kindle's like really easy to like pirate manga for. So that might be like the best option because I know on Amazon Japan it's not the easiest thing in the world to buy like digital Japanese manga. So pirating might be the best option, and considering I already have the physical books for most of the stuff that I would be pirating, I won't feel too bad pirating the manga because I have already supported like the creator and bought like the physical books. Oh, I don't need to be getting tired, but man, this warm green tea is very relaxing. Green tea and honey. I was hoping it would give me some more energy. I drank like 3 cups of coffee today and still tired. Still tired. It's that time of the year where it's like dark most of the day. And I've spent most of the day at my desk because I had to do my Japanese study and then I had to draw for like most of the afternoon. But I guess next I'll talk about what I'm going to do on this trip. I don't really know what I'm doing on the trip, honestly. I mainly just wanted to go because I wanted to spend New Year's in Tokyo and I wanted to go to Tokyo in winter. That's like my main 2 reasons for doing this trip. And also because it's probably going to be my last trip until like August next year. I don't plan on going in May next year. I'm going to skip that. So it was either go now or it's going to be quite a while. It would be like a year before I could go again because my last trip was in August. And if I don't go now, I'd have to wait until August again. So I'd basically be waiting a year. And that's a long time. I don't really want to wait that long to visit Japan again. But I definitely need to scale back the trips. Definitely need to scale those back quite a bit. It's getting very expensive. 4 trips in like 13 months. That is a lot of money on Japan trips. Anyone that's bought like hotels and like flights to Japan knows how expensive that is. Plus all your eating, travel, and attractions, buying stuff every time. It's been very expensive to do all these trips in such a short amount of time. But I have very, very, very much enjoyed it because I hadn't it was basically like 4 years, 3.5, 4 years without being able to go. What do you want, Betty? Um, so yeah, I'm excited that I was able to somehow pull off 4 trips in such a short amount of time, but I don't know if they have any seasonal food. I'm sure they do. Something that they do like around Christmas in Japan is like the thing is it's like they go out and buy like KFC. Like that's a thing you see in anime, and I know some people in Japan actually really do that. That's a tradition that they have. They go out and buy like KFC. And I've never been to KFC in Japan. I usually just go to like Japanese restaurants. I don't go to chains too much, even Japanese chains. Like I've been to Moss Burger and stuff. But usually I go to like the non-chain places. And I've been to McDonald's once in Japan, but I might try to go to KFC just to celebrate. Just to see if their chicken is as good as the ones here, even though Popeyes obviously has the better chicken, and there's no questioning that. um, but seeing the Christmas lights, yeah, I got to see those last year actually, because I went at the end of November and into December. I went to Japan last year, and it was really pretty. Going through the lights on Roppongi and Shinjuku, Shibuya, walking all over the place, seeing all the lights at night, hearing all the Christmas music. They had a lot of Christmas music playing. They had like Japanese renditions of like our Christmas songs. So that was pretty cool to listen to those. I also played a lot of like American music there. A lot of our songs like not translated into Japanese, so that was cool. But yeah, as far as like seasonal food, I'm sure they have stuff. I know they have like traditional meals that you would buy, but I don't know if they have any like themed things at like the restaurants. Whereas here, like, what do they do? Like Starbucks has like their Christmas menu that they bring around every year, and I think some of the other restaurants do here as well. They have like themed stuff, but I don't know if they have any themed food over there. They might. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be like some crepe shops in like Harajuku or something that has like seasonal stuff. They're probably going to have like Christmas crepes or something because there's always there's always some type of theme going on at the crepe shops. Which crepes is fine. Like, I like crepes, but like the crepes in Japan, I didn't think it was anything particularly special. Like, that's one of the things you always do whenever you go to Japan. That's one of the main things you do. It's like you go to the crepe shops. That's a popular thing for tourists to do, and even like Japanese people, they really like their crepes. But I thought it was fine, but it wasn't any better than like your standard crepes that you get at like IHOP or something, or at least the ones that I've had wasn't anything particularly special. Like, I definitely like the Japanese curry better. I like katsudon better. I like especially all the ramens a lot better. Tonkotsu ramen, love that. I'm planning to go to some izakayas. My friend asked me if I was going to go to some clubs or maybe like a hostess bar or something, and I might. I don't know about the hostess bar part, but I might go to some clubs. I'm definitely planning to do some bar hopping on New Year's because I'm going to be there for New Year's. And of course, I'm going to get out and do some stuff on that. I'm going to go to Golden Gai, which is an area in Shinjuku. Like, it's a bar area in Shinjuku. I don't think I've ever walked in that area. It's almost in like the dangerous area, I think, of Shinjuku. It's almost in like the red light district where it's kind of shady. So I'm not particularly sure exactly where would be safe to go there, but it's a very popular spot. I have a lot of bars there. I might try to go there, do some drinking at some bars, stay up, bringing the new year, and do some stuff like that. I would really like to go to an onsen while I'm there. I don't know if I would go back to Hakone and go to one, or if I would go to Gunma Prefecture, because they have a lot of hot springs up there. So that might be a play because I've never been to that area, and I might want to try to go out that area. I'll just need to see what they have for transportation and see what the weather's like, because I don't want to get stranded anywhere. I don't want it to be like 8 feet of snow come up and then it's like I end up missing my flight back, because that would be absolutely horrible, and I don't want to have to buy another flight in order to make it home. Plus, I would probably be fired from my job if I miss like that many days. And there's always shady dudes, especially in like Kabuchiko. Yeah, there's always some shady dudes in there. Like, I've walked through that area before. Oddly enough, like my Wi-Fi router that I bought from like Ninja Wi-Fi, because I got that back in May. It's like the only time I've ever bought a wireless like Wi-Fi for my phone, because I wanted to see if the Apple Maps or Google Maps, whichever one that I use, I wanted to see if it would be a little more accurate, because it's not exactly accurate. At least Maps isn't on my phone whenever I'm there, so I wanted to see if like using a Wi-Fi would actually make it more accurate, and honestly it didn't. It would still always be a little off, or sometimes even like a street off. It wasn't able to like pinpoint your exact location. But actually, like the Wi-Fi place, the Ninja Wi-Fi place that I went to, it was actually like kind of in that area, I think, if I remember correctly. So I had to go down there. Yeah, there's some shady people there. I definitely, as long as you don't follow them in, like even whenever I've gone to like the shady areas and like Yoshiwara or the bad parts of like Shinjuku and stuff, even at night, it's like I don't feel unsafe. It's like the closest major city to me is Memphis, Tennessee, and that is quite literally the most dangerous city in America. As far as crime, it's like per capita crime, I believe it's the most dangerous. I believe I looked up on a list recently. It's back at number one. It was on number one, and it got booted down. I think Chicago or something, or LA overtook it for a bit, and then Memphis is back on top. And I go through Memphis, or at least I have gone through Memphis quite a bit, honestly. And there are definitely some areas there where I did not feel safe. Like, we went to the DIY skate park. They have a DIY skate park there, and me and my friends was pulling up into it, and there was a group of like maybe 10 to 15 black people, all with guns, just down in this DIY skate park, and they was just hanging out there. So needless to say, we did not end up skating there that day. We just got back in the vehicle and left. Yeah. So even in the most dangerous parts of Tokyo, I have never felt unsafe. I've never felt like I would not be able to beat these guys up in order to get away. Uh, Lonely Bar in Golden Guy. Not with an alleyway, apparently. Oh, that'd be cool to check out a mangaka plays. Maybe I might know the mangaka. Yeah, I've never been to San Francisco, but Memphis is like there's definitely parts of Memphis where you do not stop at, even if it's like a red light or a stop sign. You do not stop, especially if you're white. You don't stop. You just keep driving. You run the red lights and stuff. There are some bad areas in Memphis that you do not go to. So, and as long as you stay away from those areas, you're mostly fine. Even though it's not great, like I've been down there have been like drive-bys and stuff that has happened because for some reason like a lot of the skate parks and skate places aren't in the best areas. Though the new skate park that opened there, like the newest one anyway, it's like 4 or 5, 6 years old now, is like in front of like a police station. So I feel relatively safe there, but still not fully safe. But yeah, Lonely Barn Golden Guy. I'll try to remember to write that down. I have been looking up. There's this Japanese YouTuber slash tour guide, and his name is called Sho, SHO, and his YouTube channel is Show Me Japan. I believe that was the name of the channel. And he like does guides where he takes people around, and like you can either do like bar hopping or you can do like other stuff, and he does it in groups or you can get solo tours. I've been thinking about booking him just to like take me to like safer, like for sure like safe establishments. That way they're not going to try to scam you out of money and stuff and charge up your card. So that's something that I'm thinking about doing. I just need to see, but I think he's already booked up. He might be booked up for like the entire time I'm there because it's pretty busy. I think at the time that I'm going, like New Year's in Tokyo, it feels like it would be pretty busy. Yeah, old boxing manga. Would it be Ashita no Joe, Tomorrow's Joe? That's an old boxing manga. A newer slash slightly old boxing manga I know at this point is Raiko. Um, that's a boxing manga. It's not that old. Ashita no Joe is definitely a lot older. Yeah, I'll probably make a stream. I'm probably gonna. I might try to stream some while I'm there. Like I do study with me streams while I'm there. I did that the last few times that I've went, but those are on my other YouTube channel that I just use for like studying and productivity. This is personal. This channel here is basically just my personal blog. I don't take it that seriously. I don't make like really good content for this channel anymore. It's mainly just for like showing off what I'm buying. Whereas like my productivity and study with me channel, I'm trying to make that one like a little more professional, and um, I've been doing some streams on it while I've been there, like Shinjuku Shuo Park. That's usually where I stream from. Sometimes I stream from my hotel, like showing out the window and stuff. But I do like study with me streams there. But I might try to stream some on this channel while I'm there. Maybe on my phone. I'm not sure. With foreigners giving us such a bad rep there, and like recently, it just really, I don't want to give off that like tourist, like bad vibe, like bad foreigner type of vibe. You have that Johnny Somali acting a fool over in Tokyo, like last year or the year before, whenever all of that went down. You have a bunch of other people, and like relatively recently, I believe it was back in August whenever I went, or maybe in the summer. There was that group of black people that was going around and like breakdancing on the subways and on the trains and in front of the shrines and making like TikToks and stuff like in Shibuya Crossing. And I don't want to be that type of tourist. I don't want to be that type of foreigner that just walk around and showing stuff. And another thing that I saw was I was in Akihabara, and I was at the taiyaki. It was the taiyaki, I believe. Yeah, taiyaki. It's like the fish cake. I was getting one of those at the at the little store in Akihabara. I've been there a few times already, and I was just sitting there on the corner and just eating my snack, and there was some foreigners that came up and they was like live streaming and stuff, and they was like getting all in the guy's face with the camera. And that's just all rude to me, and I don't want to be that type of gaijin whenever I'm there. So I'm always like in the back of my mind, even whenever I walk around like streaming, even though I'm not causing trouble, it's like I don't want to be perceived by the Japanese as like being a nuisance. Yeah, Johnny Somali's in Korea right now. He's actually unable to leave the country. They have him on a travel ban because he is pending being charged with a lot of stuff. Like, he might be doing anywhere from like 10 to 20 or 30 years if they throw the book at him with like everything that he's done. And he keeps making it worse because he keeps live streaming and he keeps like incriminating himself with more and more stuff. So if they throw the book at him and try to make an example of him, he could quite possibly be in Korean prison for a long time, which I kind of honestly hope they do. These Asian countries that are known to be like really lax and forgiving, they need to start. They need to make some examples of some of these like nuisance streamers and TikTokers and stuff to like discourage more and more people from doing it. So yeah, I hope they throw the book at him. I hope Japan throws the book at someone eventually, and it like just sets the tone that, hey, you can't be doing this here. Stop being a nuisance. I believe overall it would be a net positive for everyone, including gaijin like me. Oh, what time is it getting? Oh, coming up on 8 o'clock. Has he posted when he's streaming yet? Basically, I was going to try to work some while I listen to the Camelot stream. It's like the only YouTuber that I listen to. Sometimes I listen to It's a Gundam, like he's streaming right now. Oh crap, it looks like Camelot's actually on It's a Gundam's right now. Alright, his is going to start at 9, so I have like an hour left. I'm not going to stream for another hour. There's no way I'm doing that. But I will try to hang out a little bit longer. Let's see what these are. Anything important? No. Nothing important. Yeah, waiting on the Camelot stream to start. I'll listen to that. Try to get some work done. I need to get some Japanese reading done. I haven't done any Japanese reading this week. I've been trying to get some Japanese listening done, but I'm really trying to catch up on like drawing. Trying to get some of that done. Trying to get some commissions done. Line up some more commissions. Try to recoup some money from Christmas shopping and get some more spending money for this trip that's coming up really fast. And I want to backlog some content. That way I can schedule it to upload while I'm over in Japan. And my cat is just sitting here. Where's the other one? Oh, she's in the floor. But yeah, let's see here. What else was I going to talk about? We covered some anime I've been watching, some manga I've been reading. We covered the Japan trip. Honestly, I think I've covered everything that I had in mind. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I believe so. Because I don't really play video games. The only video game I really play is Everybody's Golf. I still play that quite a bit on PlayStation 4. But that's like my relaxed game. I'll put that on while I'm listening to like YouTube videos or like streams at the end of the night. Like after a long day of work, I'll play like a round of golf. Like either a couple of 9-hole games or an 18-hole game. And I'll just enjoy playing some golf. And that helps my mind relax at the end of the day. Especially like after studying all day with college and then drawing, because that's exhausting, mentally exhausting, or like after doing my physically demanding job that I have on weekends, which is annoying. I need to start skating more again. I've been saying that for like 5-6 years now, but it's really hard to skate. Yeah, my friends told me a few times that Don to Don is really good. Like, it's on my list. I really want to watch it, but I think it would be hard for me to understand. I think it would be one of those I like anime, because whenever I watch Don to Don, I'm going to be watching it in Japanese with Japanese subtitles because it's on Netflix and I'll be able to watch it that way. But I have the feeling it would be a pretty difficult series to understand, and I probably wouldn't understand much, maybe just all set phrases and like very like common vocab would probably be all that I would pick up on. Um, because like the series that I understand, like anywhere from 30 to 50%, those are like your slice of life rom coms. Very easy to understand the series. Those are the ones that I'm able to understand a lot. But if it's like battle shonen, and especially like Dan Da Dan, where it's like a bunch of supernatural and like fantasy elements, it'd be pretty hard for me to understand, I believe. But I definitely do want to watch it. The Gilf in it is hot, so I want to watch it for her for sure. I've seen so much artwork of her just pop up on my Twitter feed from artists that I follow and artists that I don't even follow. I've seen a lot of Dan Da Dan art pop up. So it's definitely on my list. I really want to watch it, but I don't think I'd be able to understand as much as I would like to with it. I've been trying to stick with slightly easier series to understand. But once it ends, I might try to binge it. And then I'll check back in with it later, like later next year. I'll probably rewatch it, see if I can understand more of it. But yeah, it's definitely it's what was it? I saw recently, like it was the top three most popular anime in Japan for like this year, and there was Reincarnated as a Slime season 3. I believe that one was in third place. Forget the ranking exactly, but I think Dan Da Dan was one. That one was one of them. And there was one more. There was a bunch of people complaining that like Bleach wasn't on it. It's like, well, Bleach has never been that popular in Japan. Like it's popular. I'm not gonna say it's not popular. Like overall, it's more popular than most series in Japan. But Bleach has never been like a mega powerhouse in Japan. Quite a bit of its fan base is actually over in like France and like the Europe market. Then you have quite a bit here in the American market. I don't know about the South American market. I don't know how big Bleach is there. It's definitely not Dragon Ball level. And the biggest market for Dragon Ball is probably like South America, Middle and South America. But yeah, a bunch of people was surprised that Bleach wasn't on the list for like the top 3 most popular anime in Japan for the year. And it's like, yeah, Bleach isn't that popular in Japan overall compared to like some other series. Like just look at the sales numbers. Bleach has sold well, but it hasn't sold that well, not compared to like a lot of the other shonens. So it's like it has a smaller fan base, but I think the Bleach fan base is incredibly loyal. Like I've been talking to some friends online about that, and it's like we're like the only ones that kind of criticize Bleach because we're not like we're happy that the Bleach anime is back. I am enjoying it. I cannot say that because I'm a hardcore Bleach fan at heart, but I just want it more. They've removed so much content. They've censored some content, and they've added all kind of minimal content, especially before Core 3. And what they've added, I don't think makes up for all the content that they removed from Bleach. But if you go off of like Twitter, like every week, it's like ever since Bleach has come back, every single week, every single episode of Bleach, everyone is like 10 out of 10, at least among the Bleach community, the Bleach fans. It's like every episode 10 out of 10 perfection. It's like, no, they have not been at all, honestly. Especially like Cores 1 and 2, they have not been. The pacing has been atrocious at times. Like there's no moments to let the moments sink in. It's all so fast. It's like the episodes are just done incredibly fast, and they remove so much content from Cores 1 and 2. It's very, very disappointing. Though Core 4, I'm a little hopeful for Core 4 because they're gonna have to add some content, or they're gonna have like really, really good pacing. Because if they keep the pacing that they had up until now for like Core 4, yeah, it's gonna Core 4. They will have to add a lot of new content unless they really slow down the pacing. Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's like the final third of the Thousand Year Blood War. That is where the new content needed to be added. they should have just one for one adapted like the first 2/3 of the Thousand Year Blood War. It wasn't until near the end where he started rushing a lot and dropped a lot of stuff and rushed to the end. So that's where the content should be, but instead they've rushed through the first parts and they've cut out a lot of content from cores 1 and 2. And even core 3 they've cut out some content, and they've only added like a little bit of new content up until now. We've had one of Squad Zero's Bankai's, a little bit more with that. The Renji and Uryu fight, if you want to call it that, it really wasn't that long. It wasn't a big, massive fight. It wasn't that big of a deal. But the Kurotsuchi and Pranada and the Kiraku and I forget what his name is, like the sniper guy. Their 2 fights, those have actually been pretty good pacing. Not great, still pretty fast, honestly, but they've had some pretty good pacing on those 2 so far, anyway. This coming week, Kiraku's fight should be finishing up. So, but yeah, the first 2 cores, they just rushed so fast. Like, there was like 11 chapters in Kenpachi versus Grimmy. 11 chapters. That is insane pacing. And Rukia versus Asnault, that was all one episode. For some reason, they've felt the need to try to keep all the fights to like one episode. All the big fights up until these last like 3 episodes, all the big fights have just been one episode or less, and that's been very, very disappointing to see them just rush through everything as fast as they possibly can. I really would have preferred for it to be like 5 or 6 cores and just like really good pacing, let the moment sink in, have it like not rush through all the episodes incredibly fast, add new content in the earlier cores if they wanted to. They could add a little bit there if they wanted to, but keep all of the content in that they removed, like everything, especially for the earlier part of the story. Then later on, maybe even rewrite some stuff, because they did some stuff in like these last few episodes where Can't Fear Your Own World, like the novels, those probably aren't even canon anymore. Like there's some changes, like major changes to the story, which basically retcon some like the events and fates of some of the characters in Can't Fear Your Own World. So yeah, those probably aren't even canon now, so don't even know what's going on. Is this third the final? Is the third core the final? The third core, no. There's going to be a 4th core. Whenever they first announced it, they announced it for 4 cores. So next year sometime we're going to get the last batch of episodes. And basically there's not really many fights left. Don't really know exactly where this core is going to end yet, because we do have a few episodes left. But we have the Kisuke fight, the Yoriichi fight, the Gerard fight with everyone versus Gerard, and the Juhabaha fight. And that's pretty much it, honestly. It's been rumored, I think we're probably going to get an Uryu versus Ichigo fight, so add that in. But if they blast through all of those fights like as fast as they've been doing, that's not going to last a full core. So they're going to have to obviously add more to it than what they have done so far. But even still, I'm much rather have preferred that it would have been like 5 or 6 cores, and like the first 2 cores be spread out a lot more, much better pacing. All of the content they removed, leave that, add new content. Because whenever the new anime was announced, I was really hopeful. Like, maybe it's on me, maybe I set my hopes way too high. But whenever it was first announced, I was like, yes, we're getting a true adaptation the way Kubo wanted. New content added, we're going to be good. I did not expect them to remove as much content as they have. I did not expect them to rush through everything as fast as they have. And it seems like, at least online, like the majority of Bleach fans are just delusional and just happy that it's back, and just blinded by like their pure bliss that the anime is back, and they seem to be afraid to critique it or be disappointed in the way it's been adapted, which me and a few of my friends have been talking, and yeah, we're kind of disappointed with how it's been handled. Do I have any Bleach figures? Hold up. Let's go to Big Bad Toy Store, and I think there was some new ones announced that I wanted, but I'm not sure if they're up for pre-order yet. Yeah, they have the Orihime one up for pre-order, and unfortunately the Soy Phone one's out of stock already. I did want that one, but I didn't like. I'm trying to get out of figure collecting because they are expensive, and I will not be taking with me whenever I move to Japan. So yeah. Oh my God, this is not even. I don't think that one's even out yet. Yeah, that's not out until May. Hopefully they get some more in stock. I was wanting that one, but it says it's sold out, and that one's up for pre-order. That's disappointing. Still need to get this Sakura one, but it's like $250. It's on sale, but what's the regular price for it? The regular price was like almost like $400, and it's down to like $250. How many do they have in stock? Still, they have 18 in stock. It was 25 last time I checked. So hopefully whenever I get back to Japan, that might be one that I pick up soon, because I try to buy all the Sakura figures that I can get my hands on. But yeah, don't really have any Bleach figures. I have a few upstairs, but yeah, I think that's about it. Anyway, I think I'm gonna probably end the stream here. We've been live for about an hour. Like, my green tea is gone. I have a bit of time until the stream that I was gonna work to starts, but I might try to make something to eat and snack a little bit, relax a little bit, and might try to start work early. So we're gonna probably end the stream here, and don't know when I'll stream again. I do streams on this channel just randomly whenever I feel like it, whenever I get a little bit of time.